Hi, it's May. In today's video, I'll draw 10 of my viewers' OCs. I thought this would be fitting to celebrate reaching 10,000 subscribers, and I also wanted to thank everyone who watches my videos and all your support. Now let's get to drawing the OCs. I've made 2 videos about redrawing OCs in the past and left a link to a form for people to send in their OCs there. I then chose 10 from these submissions, and I also would like to thank everyone who sent in anything. I loved seeing the designs and hearing a bit about the characters. For each character, I first describe who they are based off the description the artist sent to me. Time to start with the first character. This is Alistair Luther by Eli. First, the description. Alistair is a 35-year-old professor for defense and combat magic. The AU he's from is similar to Harry Potter. He's kind of a troublemaker and likes to do things like setting the classroom on fire, teaching the class upside down, or playing video games like Valorant, Overwatch, or Call of Duty in class. Overall, he still makes sure to keep these more fun aspects in his lessons in balance with teaching so the students can learn while having fun in his classes. Outside of the classroom, he also helps students with pranking his co-workers. He's a pretty fun person. Something else that's interesting about him is that he uses guns to cast spells because he used to be a bounty hunter in the past. He also became a professor to teach future generations how to not mess up like he did himself. His backstory and past is pretty interesting. I really like it, and Eli mentioned he, for example, also had a friend who, unbeknownst to him, was the embodiment of karma, which is another one of Eli's OCs. I really would love to see a whole show or movie about Alistair's story. And the design choice of giving him the 2 pairs of fun glasses also fit his kind of troublemaker fun personality. I also really like drawing a character that's a bit older. It reminded me of drawing Hypnosis Mic characters, which I recently did. As for the whole AU, I like magic themed AUs like the Dragon Prince and also Harry Potter, of course. Harry Potter was one of the first fandoms I got really into, and my favorite character from there was and is Luna. I also did the sorting houses test several times and got Ravenclaw there. If you also really like Harry Potter, let me know what house you'd be in or your favorite characters. The next character is Hydra by High Elves. Even though many people question this due to their horns and unusually pointy ears, Hydra claims to be human. She's an alchemist and runs her own alchemy shop, trying to be welcoming to the customers. However, she can have a short temper with customers uneducated in alchemy, and she is called Cold-Blooded Orphan. And what I found funny is that in the description it was added that she is called Cold-Blooded Orphan in brackets in more ways than one, and with a crocodile emoji added, so this is a nice sneaky indication. When Hydra is around people she cares about, she lets her true colors shine as well. Drawing Hydra was a lot of fun to me. For some reason I was able to sketch her face and hair really easily, and I love her name because it kind of sounds a bit dragon or creature-like, and because it refers to water, which is related to alchemy and fits to her hair color. She seems like a really cool, interesting character to me. The next character is Ozial by Sudon on Instagram. Ozial is from the city Miranoia that takes place in a more modern time. He has black markings on his neck and white eyes because of his mother's special bloodline, and he lost both his parents, who raised him very lovingly, when a tragic accident happened back then. His parents got crushed by falling debris, and Ozial noticed another young boy also caught in the crossfire. He then hastily embraced him while waiting out the whole event. Ozial then lived with the family of this young boy. Together they had become found family. Deep down, Ozial still held on to feelings of injustice and couldn't forgive the government for the things that happened to his family. Because of this, he then took on the job as a spy when it was offered to him by a woman named Amber, who wants to deal with the corruptions in the state. Ozial has abilities to manipulate shadows, which includes things like moving through himself, creating temporary clones or creatures when he fights. The cuffs on his arms have chains in them to keep his abilities in check. Personality-wise, he is pretty friendly and usually a non-violent person. He always tries to see the best in other people and acts on his emotions, and what he feels like fits to his sense of justice. And the description ends with that he's a really warm guy despite his cold and tall stature, which I find is a really nice contrast. I really like this kind of mysterious backstory and wholesomeness of this character. His design is really cool. I love his hair. Sudun mentioned the world Ozial lives in was created by her and her friends, and this seems really cool to me. Coming up with a world and characters for a story together with others opens it all up for more ideas. I would love to hear more about the whole world Ozial lives in. Next up is Alexios Flores by Unico. He's a crown prince from Anastasia, a thriving coastal kingdom. He can control pyro magic because his family made a contract with the constellation Aries, but this has also led to him being the family's curse bearer for his generation. He also lost eyesight on one eye because of this curse. Alexios commands a naval fleet for his nation to prove that he's worthy of the family's throne. His fleet and him are like a pirate crew going on different missions. Alexios also secretly hopes to find a cure for his family's curse on his travels across the globe. Personality-wise, he's a reserved, calm person, staying composed even in dire life-threatening situations. For Alexios, I love how the backstory that he's lost his eyesight because of the curse is portrayed through his eye patch, and I also like his outfit design combining red and gold with some purple parts, and I think with the poses and so on, the personality of him really comes across, and I would love to see some of the adventures he and his crew go on, and if he'd be able to find a cure. The next character is Ira from Nathan Draws on Instagram. The image sent in here is a pick crew. I've also tried out doing some pick crew recently. It's a cool way to quickly customize a character from a base. I could see myself drawing some more pick crew characters in the future. Now some info about Ira. He's 16, fine with any pronouns, but prefers he, him or they, them. His gender is male, their sexuality is unlabeled. As for his interests, he likes flowers, nature, snow, drawing, reading, as well as calm animals and music. Personality-wise, they're very calm and peaceful, and he only smiles rarely when he's really enjoying something. Usually they have a dull expression. Also, he has some scars on his neck because he was the victim of a robbery at his home, and their favorite color would be light blue. That's it for some info about him, and I really like the calm vibe of Ira. He seems pretty relatable to me. I have many common interests, and drawing him was a lot of fun and pretty relaxing. I often find I kind of vibe with each character I'm drawing. When I'm drawing someone really expressive, I tend to feel more confident and expressive, while when drawing characters like Ira, I feel more calm and relaxed, which in this case is closer to my usual personality. I like to get into the energy and mood the character portrays to me. In the pick crew, Ira's eyes were closed, and I experimented with green or blue eyes as eye color. Which color do you prefer? Also, his shirt color was pretty close to his skin color, and adjusting this to make it stand out while still resembling the original color palette was a nice challenge. I find the colors of his outfit as well as his hair being rather neutral fit to him as a calm person. I also added in a book and flowers. The next one is Fragaria or Gary by Reika. He's from a world with fruit-based towns and underground cities inhabited by monsters, and Gary, who is a fruit person, likes to hang out with his crazy monster friend. He often goes along with schemes and crimes his friend gets into and sometimes helps him out. His staff has magical powers, and Gary uses these powers to save his friend who doesn't have magic. He only does this whenever he pleases though. Even if it's about his friend getting into jail, it would be a 50-50 chance for him helping him out or not. This gives him and his friend a really comedic vibe to me, which I like, and design-wise I love the asymmetry for his outfit. Strawberry and fruit themed outfits in general are really cool to me, and it seems like a lot of fun to create characters or even a whole world based on fruits. Strawberries would also be one of my favorite fruits along with raspberries and apples. Drawing Gary was a lot of fun. I also really liked drawing the crystal for his magic staff. The next character is Alice. I don't have the name for who submitted this one, but if you're watching this, feel free to leave a comment. And according to the description, Alice is a really fun, loving character who enjoys playing childlike games like hide and seek. They don't like to stay in one place and want to go wherever they want, and they look like they're in their early 20s. And here I thought this was really captured well in the drawings of the character. Alice looks like a very fun person, and I love their hair a lot. Drawing it was so much fun for me. I also found it interesting how this character wears a suit, a more formal adult outfit, while being a very childlike person. It gives them a nice twist and contrast in their design. Something else that stood out here was how the outfit is pretty much black and white, except for the golden accessoire at their ear, while the skin, eyes and hair color of this character are really colorful. For many designs you'd have a more neutral skin and hair color, while the clothes tend to be more colorful, and I love the concept of this being turned around for this character. Next up is Skylla Hinata, and here I don't have any social media handles for this person, but yeah, you can also leave a comment if you want to. Ever since he was a child, Skylla, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name, liked a darker punk or metal aesthetic. His parents enrolled him at a violin school where he got bullied because he has differently colored eyes. His left eye is amber colored while his right one is purple. Even his own father didn't like his differently colored eyes and thought his purple eye was possessed by a demon. All of this led to Skylla fleeing the house and now having a dark, mean personality. He has a rather dark backstory and I find it fits to his design, like how he likes a punk and metal aesthetic, which really fits to his clothes. Then he also covers one of his eyes with hair, which again fits to his story with him getting bullied for his differently colored eyes. Because of this, he might want to cover up one of his eyes. I also like this kind of messy hairstyle and his beanie. From this whole story, I kind of hope that Skrilla can find a way to be happy, and I think when you grow up in an environment like he does, it makes sense to get away from the people that mistreat him, and the violence school probably also didn't align with what he wants to do. This would make for a pretty cool growing up story to me. I would enjoy seeing it and kind of root for Skrilla to find his own way in life. The next character is Rosalie. Here I don't have the username. Again, if you're watching this and you want to, you can leave a comment. Rosalie is the first princess in her kingdom. She's a strong-willed, rather cold person, able to use offensive magic, which all of the members of her, the Imperial family's lineage, have. What was added in the description as well is that her knight Jade, which you can see in this second image. I guess this would be kind of a spoiler. Jade is secretly an assassin with the task of killing Rosalie, and in the story they fall in love and have a tragic death together. When I first saw her as a character, I thought she looked really pretty. I love her long hair, the fluffy coat and the long sleeves. Her whole design is very elegant and calming. The colors match to this as well. I love the dark blue accents paired with gold and lots of white. White and gold are often associated with royalty, so I find this color scheme fits to her role as princess really well. When drawing her hair, I wanted it to look really fluffy and flowy, something that's challenging to me. I'm glad I got to practice this when drawing her hair here. The last character is Ludo by Steph Barker on Instagram. And for his backstory, Ludo is 18 or 19 and can control bugs with magical powers. And for his backstory, he was at a sorcery school where he performed really well and was liked among his peers. He then enhanced his powers using genetic modifications. He wanted to share this with his friends, hoping to improve their powers as well, but this backfired. He made his friends' situations worse, ending up with him getting expelled even if he was supposed to graduate with honors. After this, Ludo moved away to his dad's side of the family to overcome feeling ashamed of his actions. He worked at a library and claimed to have quit sorcery. However, after some time he got into contact with his old friends and realized how much he missed sorcery and the inner peace he felt previous to the accident at school. This leads to him getting back into sorcery, which he uses to reinvent himself and get his self-esteem back. Wow, I love this story. You have to start with everything going well, then something bad happens, and finally the story gets resolved and the character learns more about himself. This all makes for a nice plot. Also for the design, I love drawing Ludo's long hair, and his glasses are really cool as well, and controlling bugs seems like a interesting power. While I haven't drawn many bugs before, I looked up some references for drawing them and I discovered they can look really pretty. It kind of makes me want to design characters based off bugs. And with that, I've drawn 10 OCs. Thank you so much for all the submissions. Drawing all these characters and learning about them was a lot of fun. Here I put all of them together to have them line up, and as an INTJ, I love, and what my brain often does automatically is finding and recognizing patterns, so I'm gonna mention a few for these lineups. For one, we'd have characters that love flowers at the bottom left and top right, characters with an asymmetrical outfit including green at the bottom right and top left. Then the characters at the sides here all wear black. The characters here all have some suit-like jackets, and these two characters have glasses. Both these characters have brown hair with some pink strands, and both these characters, and technically this one as well, have heterochromia, so two colored eyes. And these two here have pink, while these two here have blonde hair. I could go on, but I think you get what I mean by I like finding and using patterns to come up with the poses and arrange the characters here. Overall, all these designs are really cool and I love drawing the characters. I got to learn some new things with each one I drew, which was amazing. And again, thank you for 10,000 subscribers. It means a lot to me, and seeing this channel grow makes me really happy. My dream is to be able to make more videos and become an independent artist, doing things like YouTube, selling my art, and so on. That way I can choose the projects I work on and reach people with similar interests to me, which would be amazing to me. So again, thank you so much for helping me to get closer to achieving this. Would you like to see me redraw more OCs in the future? Let me know in the comments. For now, I also put a link to a form in the description of the video where you can submit your characters to be redrawn, or you can tag your art with the hashtag #DrawMayOC on Instagram, and I really look forward to seeing any submissions. Thanks a lot for watching the video, have a great day, and bye!